Yeah, Davis was at Freshbone. He referred to the two of them as the two clowns. I think maybe you should tell him that. He referred to them as the two clowns when he was speaking at Freshbone.
Pete and Eric, yes, exactly. Brooklyn Pete and Eric. He referred to them as the two clowns on Facebook.
You.
What's up? What's up? I'm not even on
clowns. Welcome to the Two Clowns Show.
Okay, looks like we're back. Hold on, guys, because we got kicked off Facebook.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And I just had to
so much.
I had to reauthorize. Hold on, reauthorizing. Right now we're only on YouTube.
Yeah.
It keeps saying failed.
Oh boy.
It says reconnected successfully. And let's see if we're on let me see if we're on the page.
I'm looking on our page. We ain't on our page.
Not on our page.
No live there. No live there.
Maybe we do
just gonna post a link there.
Maybe we need to really take that name as the two clowns. We have lost Facebook access. Retrying failed destination. Please check your destination status. Okay, I'm trying.
I'm just gonna post a link there, man.
Can you?
Yeah, from YouTube.
From YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. It says it's reconnected successfully, but I don't know. Okay. Maybe I gotta do this. Hold on a second. Click on here.
It's always something. I always have trouble streaming to Facebook.
Oop, did we just lose YouTube too?
Did we? Oh, because I'm on. No, we still live on YouTube. We're still live on YouTube.
Are we?
Yeah. That's right there.
I think we just got back on.
No, we still on. What up, Aaron? Yeah, we got a new program, so unfortunately Pete's on his own.
Okay, looks like we're. Yeah, well, because I was hoping you and I could get together during the weekend and get this done. And okay, the link I see that you posted is with Rob Martinez.
Oh, I think that's exactly what I just did too. Living up to our name.
Seriously, bro.
The two clowns.
Go to my Facebook page. You could share it from there.
What was that?
You guys are hysterical.
Anyway.
Oh, it's up there. All right. Oh, but wait. Wait a minute. Why does it say we live now?
Because you are live.
Because we are. I reconnected it, bro.
I need a drink.
We're back on. We're back on. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to another circus show.
Up. Did y'all see that intro? I don't think anybody saw the intro, man.
Probably not. You know what?
I think we should replay it.
Let's replay that. And of course, I got to replay it because...
Yeah, you by yourself today. Hey, listen, guy. I get to relax.
Listen, this is why I did not want to do this without us going over it during the weekend.
You should have let me know.
It's a new platform, so just give yourselves a break. It's fine.
Thank you.
Cut yourself some slack.
If everybody was like you.
I love you guys.
Oh, we love you
Yourself
right
some
back.
slack.
Now I can't find the darn video. Where did you put that video? On the logos?
In the media.
Media.
On the media. Yeah.
No,
It's a little different. It's on the media.
I see it. Okay, here we go. All right, let's restart this thing.
Let's
Here we
restart.
go.
Yeah, Davis was at Freshbone. He referred to the two of them as the two clowns. I think maybe you should tell him that. He referred to them as the two clowns when he was speaking at Freshbone.
Pete and Eric, yes, exactly. Brooklyn Pete and Eric. He referred to them as the two clowns on Facebook.
All right.
Man, that's a crazy delay. On Facebook right now. It's just starting with the mic. Crazy. Okay.
Welcome to the Clown Show.
Welcome to the
Clown, how
clown.
you doing? Oh, where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
Oh.
Oh, we got another special guest.
Oh.
Marianne, how are you, Miss Wonder Woman?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing great. Do you want to? Who's that little character with you?
This is Sugar.
Sugar. Oh man. That was my neighbor's Yorkie was named Sugar. She was so sweet.
Yeah.
Don't let him sneak you, Sugar. Don't let him sneak you.
Sugar's 19. She's an old lady.
Oh wow.
She's on Medicare.
Well, hopefully not the Medicare Advantage.
No.
So guys, this was kind of out of the blue that Blunt and I thought about coming in because if you heard that our intro, we got news that our president, Richie Davis, the leader of the TWU Local 100, the president, he's not my president.
A lot of that going around.
During a what was it? A Shopgate
at
Depot.
Was it Queens or was it yeah, it was Queens.
Queens. I think it was Fresh Pond.
Yeah, Fresh Pond.
You see, Mr. Richie Davis, we've been doing this now since 2014.
He knows, man.
Right? So, and we've been able to make friends in very different depots. So we get the news. People tell us shit. And we didn't take too kind to that, but you know, whatever. I mean, calling us clowns. We have invited you here so you could explain to us, why are we clowns? I mean, is it because we're putting you out there because we have people that come on our show and pretty much tell you how much of a bullshitter you are? I guess I gotta be careful what I say because he might send someone after me, you know, like with Trammell, you know, you never know. But you guys know something happens, you'll know where it's coming from. All right, so but we pay our dues. I pay my dues, so I help pay your salary. So I have the right to say how
let's clear the air here because
clear the
Tell
air.
me what happened because I'm new to this. What's going on, guys?
He says a couple of things during his Shopgate that are really hilarious to me. Like one. So Marianne, this guy, you know who Richie Davis is. You met him.
President
before.
of TWU 100.
Yeah. You asked him questions that he couldn't answer, which was
Right.
hilarious. He went around and he's calling us a clown. He's obviously in his feelings. Now I can say what the fuck I want. I don't work for transit, so there ain't nothing you could do to me. And if you think about other means, I ain't worried about you at all.
I could
So,
also say what I want to because I'm not talking about MTA. I'm talking about our union, and I pay
yeah.
dues.
The only
So
only
Well,
problem is with they can try to fabricate shit and make your life a living hell.
they could try.
Me, they can't touch me,
They could try.
and I got reach. But anyway, he says he's calling us clowns because he doesn't like the fact that we're calling him out on his bullshit. You know, instead of being the leader that he's supposed to be, that the people, well, they didn't even elected him. He was appointed, first of all,
Mm.
which might not last with these new elections. But instead of being a role model and a leader and looking out for his constituents, he's doubling down on the fact that he doesn't know diddly because they're feeding him information that's completely wrong. And instead of listening to the people who are outcrying about the injustices that's happening to them, he wants to go out there and try to sell you a whole vat of snake oil. And that's exactly what he is. Common snake oil and a puppet. Freaking puppet. They set him up between Samson Utano. They set him up to take the major fall that they didn't want to make the move on. And now he's out there parading in like I was about to say something that would have been very racial. I'm just gonna bite my tongue on it. But you know, they put him up there as a puppet. I'm gonna leave it at that. And he's
so
angry.
was he upset about something you said?
Yeah, because we're constantly um proving to the people that what he's saying about this Medicare Advantage is a complete lie. It's fabricated. Now, I want people to understand this situation with the Medicare Advantage. Now, there are some in transit. If you don't have any kind of uh, ailments or some
Well,
kind
if you're not using your Medicare Advantage plan,
of
you're
basic,
probably not going to have a problem with it.
right? Exactly. You're probably not going to have a problem. So you're relatively healthy. You barely go see the doctor. Then this plan it doesn't really affect anything in your life. The
Right.
problem comes when you get older. You start getting aches and pains. You start developing,
You have medical
underlying,
issues that you need
underlying,
specialists for.
underlying conditions. Now you got to go see doctors and stuff, and that's where the problem comes in. There's a lot of retirees who are having these problems, and he refuses to listen to them. He's been invited to meetings from TWU 100R Inc. He's been invited to Zooms by the same people, doesn't show up, refuses to show up, and it just disregards anything that they say. Pete, you should have in your queue
I,
under
I
the
have it.
media
I have it.
one
I have
one
it.
one
So
such
yeah, so Marion, he
testimony.
basically is calling us clowns, and we believe is for the fact that mostly Blunt has been joining you with your group, and putting those videos out there about Medicare disadvantage, and he doesn't like it. He you Blunt, have you asked him to speak to Marion?
No, I have actually speaking on
I didn't even
because
see him at Somos this week.
yeah,
As a leader, as a president, like you want to know as much as you can, and
you
having
would
someone like
think
Marion bring in all this information, even if she's not from the local, you know,
you
a
would
phone
think that,
call,
right?
questions back and forth, and be like,
Well,
"Oh, okay, this is what's going on," and bring it to the
they,
membership.
they don't want to do that. Pete, they
It's
don't. Even Michael
ridiculous.
Mulgrew attacks me. Henry Garrido attacks me. They don't. They don't want to talk to me because then, um, they because they don't know what I know. I guess, or they don't want to be. They don't want to be called out that they're misrepresenting the truth because I can cite and source things. I mean, I joke that I'm like the Cliff Clavin of Medicare or employee health benefits, right? I mean, it's kind of funny, but it really isn't because as a union president, they should have better knowledge than myself to how these plans run, but they don't. And if I'm fact checking them and I'm bringing up his own contract as proof that he's not telling the truth, he can't cite that because he hasn't read it. Like our contract for the New York City retirees is over 10,000 pages.
Mm-hmm.
When I met your union president a year ago and your past president, neither one of them had ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't speak to it. He could only relay what was sold to him by an insurance salesman. That's it.
Right.
And
then
the salesman that sold the plan to his union was the same one that sold it to ours.
and
or
instead
I'm
of
thinking maybe also MTA giving a little nudge,
Yeah.
well, of course, because
of what not to say, because that way they could make a deal.
Well, they want to present the package in as bright and beautiful as colors as they can because they're saving money by doing this switch. And
No,
lots
don't
of
say
it.
they're saving. They're not saving money. No. Stop saying they're saving money.
Who will be saving money though? MTA
Transit,
or union?
MTA, the bottom
No.
lines.
No.
Okay, so what's
So
what's
it's not
the deal?
saving money.
No. So they took the value of your health benefits and transferred it to the union for cash. They sold off your Look, I say this all the time. A union under the New York State Taylor law can only negotiate for those in their unit
Mm-hmm.
for wages, hours, and work conditions. They do not represent current retirees. They literally, and there's no pretty way of saying this, I'm sorry, guys. They literally robbed from your retirees to apply the value of their healthcare plan to their active contract to pay them raises. When we priced it out, what did we say? It was like $38 million was like 1%. It was a 2% additional in that contract, so like 72 mil. And I think that was even what one of your attorneys had even said to me in a conversation. So there's no nice way of saying that. They literally stole from your retirees. They robbed your retiree health benefits. Now, as an active worker, Pete, this is your future. This is your future healthcare benefits that they took from you. And when he was doing those shop gates last year or earlier in the year, he was saying, anyone in this room who's not retired, this doesn't affect you. That's a lie. That was your future.
Yeah, not affecting us at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But it's.
But he didn't want you to look at it. Don't look here.
Right.
Look over there. Look at the raise. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Look at this pretty raise. Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah. It's a cold, hard fact. I'm sorry to say it that way. There's no nice way of saying it. I wrote an op-ed in the Chief Leader this past week. It came out on Friday. Read it because it absolutely what they did to us.
I'm sorry. And where the Chief?
In the Chief Leader. Look at the Chief Leader. I wrote like a 1,000-word op-ed. It's an opinion piece. It explains what happened to us. And that was because there's an article also in the same newspaper about our legislation. The unions are saying some of the New York City unions, like Municipal Labor Committee, which was written by Harry Nespoli from the Sanitation Union. And it was CC'd to Michael Mulgrew. Even Michael Mulgrew is quoted in that from the UFT, saying that my legislation, Intro 1096, to preserve and protect New York City retirees' healthcare benefit is illegal and it violates collective bargaining. I mean, I can't call bullshit anymore because it's just insane that an active union president doesn't have the labor knowledge that he doesn't represent a current retiree. That would be tantamount to saying that Richie Davis represents bus drivers and train operators in California. He doesn't. And he can't represent a current retiree. So what he did was he took what they had to bolster a contract for active workers. And look, you guys break your ass and you work really hard. I would never condemn you for trying to get something, but it shouldn't be on another unionist's back, especially the unionist that built your union. I mean, that's just ugly. And even if you said, look, you know, management told us something else. Management told us it was better. Management said it was enhanced. And because they're using the same buzzwords, it's enhanced, it has better benefits. Well, not really. I mean, if you want to call frozen meals filled with salt and when you get out of the hospital, which means it's a perk for you if you get out of the hospital and you like frozen TV dinners for 14 days, you get a couple of round trips back and forth to your doctors, and that's if your doctor takes your plan. Otherwise, you got a cab ride to nowhere, a free gym pass, big deal. But the most important thing you need for your health care is to be able to go to the doctor that you choose, the one that you want to see, the one that will treat you. And when that doctor prescribes something, that you'll get it. Not be like Luis Uribe from Arizona, who has prostate cancer and joint disease, and he needs to get shots every week, and he can't get them. They're delaying his shots like 4 to 8 weeks. Or Mayo Clinic doesn't accept Medicare Advantage, so he can't go there for his treatment, or even for his cancer treatment, he had to go somewhere else. Or the doctor that will accept him is further than the doctor that he was seeing. So now you have an elderly person having to drive further for medical care. Why would you do that to your people? So, yeah, it's not the same. It's not enhanced. It's a lie. And the talking points that the union leaders are using, some of the ones that are repeating them, like Richie Davis, for example, are using the ones that the insurance company uses. So we know where it's coming from because it's not real. If I said to you, you know, you could have this Medicare Advantage plan, but not every doctor in America takes it. I mean, it should have been crystal clear when we said to Aetna, how many doctors in America accept your plan? And they won't tell you. They'll just tell you we have a robust network. But 99% of doctors in America accept traditional Medicare. So, look, they made a mistake, right? Can't they just say, oh, well, we screwed up. You know, we believed something we shouldn't have believed in, or whatever. They don't even have to quantify it. All right, this wasn't what we thought. We're gonna call them mulligan and fix it.
Right, roll it back, something. No, they doubled it down on it. Right. They doubled it down. It's ridiculous. And so that's why we call him out on what he's doing. And he doesn't like it.
And what you say now, I'm gonna play the video that you put up.
No, wait, before let me just because there's a couple
like
of things he says.
38 seconds.
Yeah, because in his shop case is one of the things that he tells people, and Richard, you could correct me if I'm wrong, is that you know, he says that he knows retirees, and none of them are complaining about anything.
That's not true. I just did an interview with one on Friday.
And we're going to prove that it's not true right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, my name is Rosalind Carr, a retiree. I'm a retired train operator. I retired in August of 2017. In June 8th, 2024, I couldn't breathe. I was coughing, and I had to call an ambulance to come and take me to the hospital. I have custody of 3 of my grandchildren, ages 6 through 12. When I got to the hospital, my pressure was elevated. I had fluid on the lungs, and I was diagnosed with pneumonia, COVID, and congestive heart failure. Subsequently, I had to stay a week and a half in the hospital. So after a series of tests, my doctor came to me. His first initial visit was, I know that you take care of your grandchildren, but I don't know how you're going to continue because we diagnosed you with congestive heart failure. My heart sank because I'm the only one that these kids know and they depend on. I didn't quite understand congestive heart failure, so I asked him, what did he mean? So he came back the following day and he said, okay, I got good news and bad news. The good news is you have health insurance. The bad news is they won't approve you of a defibrillator for 90 days. I became irate. I have 3 kids that are dependent on me to come home from this hospital and continue the quality of life that I've been giving them since 2017. So my doctor informed me that my only recourse was to wear a life vest. Mind you, it's 100+ degrees in Texas. It's a vest with a battery pack around my neck. If my heart stops beating, the life vest will shock my heart back, and then I was told to go to the hospital immediately. I was so disgusted that at one point I had traditional Medicare, and now I have Aetna Medicare Advantage that has policies that was unbeknown to me, that they can control when I get help from when I don't get help. Is that me? So this is my story, and thank you for letting me share.
Now, what she didn't tell you was during Hurricane Beryl, she lost her power and couldn't charge her vest.
That's crazy.
So
That's scary.
And she didn't understand why it started to beep. And we told her it's telling you the battery is low. She had to sit in her car to charge her phone to contact us.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This is the insurance plan our union leaders forced us into.
I got a question from Jose Figueroa online. He says his question is, why is the TWU Local 100 still saying this is beneficial to us members? It's just hard to understand and believe who is telling the truth. To me, it's all about self-preservation. Wait, I lost it. Self-preservation. I lost. Oh, and not for us members. It's really, really sad that if this is true, why would they sell us out? Yeah.
Well, that's a question for Mr. Davis.
Right. I mean, I'm seeing people, they just don't know who to believe. We giving you facts, and you do what you want with them. You choose.
Well, she's a real live person with a real live situation.
She's real live. She's one member right now.
Not a paid. What do you call it?
Yeah.
She's not a paid actress.
Not a paid actress. Nope.
Right.
Nope.
And there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people who feel the same or are going through the same situation.
We spoke to Lewis
what you guys
on
were
Wednesday.
saying. What we're asking the president is to, we're not like trying to call him out there, because maybe like you were saying, maybe that's just what he was told, so he's gonna bring it to us. But after him seeing all these things going on, he should do the right thing, come forward and say, I'm going to look into this and let's fix it. I mean, I don't think as a membership we could just blame him, because he has people that bring him information, correct?
Well, he still had to sign off on it. Even if he had a committee or a steering committee or a board member that was attending these meetings, before you sign something like that, I mean, did you ever buy a car and didn't read the contract? Did you ever buy a house and didn't have an inspection? Like, did you not look at the small print?
Yeah. But then how big was that contract? Would he be given enough time to go over all of that?
Well, okay, so
I'm just trying to see, what would make someone sign up for something that's so bad and not think about
money. And why time? Negotiations happen over months. Sometimes it's more. How long was your contract expired?
Oh man.
before
It
it
was
was
at,
renewed.
it was at one point, I think it was like up to 3 years, and then they
This last
renewed.
contract where they
I
did
know.
this, that put the MA plan in place. So that had to be that contract that you ratified in, what was that, June?
It's been a year. Think about June.
So how long had that contract been expired? And I don't look, when you have 22,000 retirees and what, 44,000 employees? I don't know, remember your numbers.
It's close to it.
It's about 40.
So even if it was 10, look, I have in my organization over 50,000 retirees. We don't make a decision rushed. When the court or the attorneys for the city want an answer, that takes time to be able to digest, look at it, pick it apart, pros and cons. If they want to, if they're rushing me for a decision, there's a reason. I'm not going to be rushed. These are people's lives you're talking about. And that should have been given time and a value. If Richie was really that concerned and the deal was that good, they would have waited. So I'm not going to buy the time issue.
Right. And then what happens to if it's too good to be true? It usually is. Like,
well, dude, man, we're New Yorkers. Whatever happened to the taillight guarantee? Didn't everyone say, that's just a taillight guarantee. It's only good until you see the end of my taillights.
right. Like,
what would have made you think that you could have got something better for nothing?
for nothing. Like, it's got to be some. One of the questions I would have asked is, okay, this looks really good. What's the downside? What's the catch? Where we going? You know, something's got to be off here because this looks way too good to be true. And I don't think he even asked that. I think he just saw that he's going to get his members raises and, you know, it's all going to look good, you know, and, these people don't really matter. We could just take it from them. And so they're not going to really voice their concerns, nothing they can do about it. You know, let me just sell this to the. I just don't understand how he could have done that and then double down on it.
But even after everything came out, I mean, when he and I sat a year ago in San Juan, me and Tony sat for, gosh, it had to be like 2 hours over lunch. I brought a folder. I gave the folder to Tony. We talked about it. I showed him the papers in it. I explained it to him. I sent him emails afterwards that never went replied to. I sent them to the secretary of the union for him. I forget the young lady's name. I'd have to look at the email. But I said, look, I'm not getting any response from Richie or Tony. She's like, send it to me. So I sent it to her. And I think his email was like president@twu100.org. So I sent it to him again. Still no response. And I sent him everything that we had, the legal documents, the contract, his evidence of coverage that shows exactly what I'm saying is factual. And then they never got back to me. And it would have been something like, look, there were some of our New York City unions that admitted that they sent an e-board person to these meetings. The meetings, they told them that it was one thing. They either misunderstood it or they understood it differently. I mean, look, insurance is confusing. It's not something that should be taken lightly. You shouldn't have just one person looking at it, but okay. And I've always said publicly, look, meet with me. Let me explain to you where you were misled. Let me show you what the contract says, because either you were told something and you didn't see it in the contract, or you misunderstood it. And you didn't know that you were selling off basically a federal public health benefit. One of the meetings at Somos was healthcare equity in Medicaid. So if the unions like 32BJ, if they're fighting for equity in Medicaid to preserve Medicaid, which is a public health benefit for low-income people, and some dual eligibles, which we have in DC 37, believe it or not, people that are eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, then why, if you're looking to preserve Medicaid, would you not be looking to preserve Medicare? They don't understand. So, all right, I'll give you a pass. I'm not going to say you screwed up. What can we do to fix it? There's a value to that. Walk it back. But when you don't want to meet, and this is what I had like one of the unions says to their members, Mary, this year, I swear we're probably going to get snow like tomorrow. They said, Marianne's right. We just don't like the way she says it. Well, I'm like, okay, you don't need to like the way I say it. You don't need to like my face. You don't need to like my attitude. I don't really care. I started out this fight 3.5 years ago. Nice, polite, soft-spoken, trying to be sweet and educate. I had it. After 1.5 years of talking to a wall where no one was listening, and then you mock me. Well, I got no reason to be nice to you. Now I'm just going to lay it right out there and call you out for what it is. So we had to take a hard turn. I'm sorry. Maybe if I had a pair of cojones that were lower than these, I'd be okay. But it doesn't make any sense why they would be fighting me, doing a video, showing a contract with the facts. It's not me making bullshit up coming out of the air. I'm showing you legal documents that belong to Aetna.
And they still just don't want to.
So if they're mocking you for telling the truth, let them mock you all day long.
All day. You know, we're in a atmosphere where truth really doesn't mean anything. Facts really doesn't mean anything. You know, it's like you could hit people with a portfolio of facts, and their feelings are like, I don't know. No, I don't believe you. It's like, what do you do after that point? You know, when you hit them with facts and they still don't believe you. You know, it's ridiculous.
Your own contract, or the other thing that they'll say, Blunt, is that they'll say, well, the transit plan is better than the city plan. I laugh my ass off when they say that. When your union put out that fact, I'm going to call it a factoid. That factoid, they were comparing the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan that you have to the HIP VIP plan in the city. There's only 22,000 people in the HIP VIP plan, which is the city's Medicare Advantage plan through HIP. That wasn't what they should have been comparing it to. They should have compared the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan that you were being put into to the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan that the city was trying to force us into. And then when we finally got our hands on your contract, and I'm going to try to look that up while I'm talking to you, your contract for the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan is even more stringent than ours. Yours literally requires you to use the network, and there's language in there, like on page 8, that says if you don't use this network, you will pay more. My contract doesn't say that, and I always say I don't want to compare crap to crap, but your contract is actually worse than ours, and you have no waiver of prior authorization that we could find.
Would that be considered a diminishment in services? I mean, you listen to Richard Davis, there is no diminishment. Absolutely none. You know? I don't know what he considers what a diminishment is, but it's like, I don't know, networks, doctors out of networks, doctors leaving networks, higher prescription costs, delays in service, you know, denials of service.
Things that you don't have now.
Is that not a diminishment? I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. We have an Excel spreadsheet that show the top 10 states that transit workers retire to. And then how many doctors were in the network 5 years ago in each of these specialties, like there's like 100 different specialties, and then how many they were in the last 5 years. You want to see the decline?
I would love to see that. I would look. Yeah. I mean,
we sent that to your attorney.
Everybody needs to see that, so you know when they get close to retirement, they know where not to go. I mean, they're gonna have no choice, right? You might be. Let's say you're moving to Florida, right? And it's like Florida's like the worst state. I'm not saying it is. I'm just speculating. Florida's the worst state for Medicare Advantage. Do you still want to move to Florida now?
Yeah, man. Now you mentioned that, I think the gentleman that you spoke to on that radio station, Marianne. By the way, I had shared that. Hopefully, you could share that to other.
That was pages. A great interview.
He was in North Carolina, wasn't he?
Arizona.
Or Arizona? Who did
And
I
he
hear
goes
was
to
in...
Mayo.
Okay. I heard something about someone else in North Carolina. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm planning over there.
Well,
Like I
but
said,
see, you
the
shouldn't.
Medicare Advantage would be a
You
problem
shouldn't
there
have
too.
to worry about that.
No, you
That
shouldn't have to.
no.
It's messed up that now everybody has to, or everybody that's close to retirement right now needs to worry about it.
So when I speak to some of your leadership, they'll say to me, "The contract says there's no diminishment." I said, "Well, I'm not talking about contract diminishment. I'm talking about the diminishment of the plan design. You've diminished their health care through the plan design.
Mm-hmm.
You've also diminished what you're spending on their health benefits, but that's a whole nother story. But you can't keep saying there's no diminishment. You can say there's no diminishment of health coverage, but that would be a lie. And we've proven that. We've proven that in our case when Aetna admitted to the judge on page 4 or 5 of our decision, that Aetna even admitted, their attorney, that there would be times when you would not have access to doctors or hospitals or could be delayed or denied care. And the judge actually wrote that in his decision. That question about Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico, you should be on traditional Medicare. For those of us who retire in Puerto Rico are screwed. So I would have to double check, but I do believe that there's Medicare. There is most of Puerto Rico, ironically, is on Medicare Advantage. Now, your ability to see a doctor in Puerto Rico will be more difficult because the doctors there don't want Medicare Advantage. They get paid actually less in Puerto Rico than they do in the here on mainland from Medicare Advantage plans. Now, even if your plan says that they'll pay them the same, in Puerto Rico, the doctors don't want to take those plans. So you would be delayed getting an appointment because they would prefer to either have someone who's on traditional Medicare or who's a cash payer. Many doctors, even when we were in Puerto Rico 2 years ago, the doctors there were leaving from Miami because they get paid better.
So what are we to do about this? What could the membership do about this?
Well, if Richie Davis isn't listening to you, you need a new union president. That will. Because there should be no reason to do this.
I say vote him out. Got elections coming up, vote his ass out.
Look, I've invited our union presidents to talk to me. You've invited him here. I've asked him, even in my video, even if he thought I was the witchiest woman in the world, if he was better than me, if he was smarter than me, if he had some knowledge that I don't have, and I'm okay to be wrong. I've made mistakes before, and I've even admitted I've made mistakes before. But if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong and show me where. Show me where. Show me how this plan, who we have all these affidavits from retired transit workers who are currently suffering right now in this Medicare Advantage plan. Show me how this is all not right. There's some mistake. And the other thing is when they say, well, we don't hear them. They don't call here. Why would they call their former union? They would end up taking it up with Aetna, or their doctor would take it up with Aetna and then call them and say, I'm so sorry, Mr. Transit retiree. We can't approve this because Aetna said no. Or like Roslyn, well, you'll have to wait 90 days and hope you don't have a heart attack, and you hope another hurricane doesn't come through and you could charge your vest. And if your heart does stop, it'll shock you back to life, but then you'll have to drive yourself to the hospital. Who the hell says that to somebody?
Wear this vest in 100-degree weather.
Yeah. While taking care of 3 small children.
Exactly. But no, it's no diminishment.
No.
No. It's the best thing since sliced bread. They have to listen. The people have to vote him out. They have to vote. I think the question they should be asking is, who's gonna work on their benefit? Because he's clearly not. I mean, the way he speaks to people, we've seen videos of him speaking to members in a sarcastic and just mean way.
Rude way,
Same,
yeah.
very rude. Even in the last video where he was sharp gating, and one of the members tried to ask, him a question, and he's like, really talking down to the guy. Like, that's how you talk to the members. And then he said something I thought was absolutely hilarious. The member was like, "You work for me," and he's like, I work for myself. I have no boss." I thought that was hilarious.
I have no what?
I have no boss.
Oh, no boss.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I was wondering why nobody in that room said anything. You just let him say that and get away with that? Like, are you kidding me?
But you're his
The-
boss. The members are his boss.
The members are his fault. Exactly. I'm like, what? What? No.
To
I'm
anybody
sorry.
listening to this, when you see him go into any of your garages, your depots, and he starts talking,
Let him know.
ask him these questions and
Yeah.
don't back down.
Right. You
Don't
ain't got to
back
take
down.
our word for it. I mean, we're just putting the facts out there, but you have to determine whether you want to believe it or not.
And listen,
So
like
for
I've
this-
heard other people that come to the depots that they kick them out. Speak up.
Here on page 8 of the your Aetna contract says you can use in or out of network providers to get your medical care and services. Out of network providers must accept and bill the plan. So when they're not, and that ours actually kind of says language that's similar, right? Let me see if I can find the other one that we had put out. One section on yours, it also does say that if you use an out-of-network provider, you will pay more. Mine doesn't say that.
And this, how did you get a copy of the contract? Can we all get one?
You're actually this is in your evidence of coverage. Let me see if I can.
I just want to know if the members could get their access to it so they could read it for themselves.
Yeah, so let me pull up.
Go to downtown Brooklyn and ask for it.
We actually filed a FOIA for the contract, but I want to show you what you can see right now all on your own is if you go to the Aetna MTA page, your New York City Transit page. It's been a while since I've been here, so give me 1 second, and then I'll give you the link. See what's covered. Let's go to 25. Which option were most people on? Was it option 1 or option 2? The option 2 plan has the copays.
Oh, I don't have a copay.
You're an active worker though. You're not a Medicare.
Oh, correct. I'm sorry.
So let's do Medicare option 1. And I want to find, I think it was page 8. So they changed your pages. I'm going to have to go through and look at your new contract. So let's go to So this is just a notice of change. That means I need to go back and look at this because they made some changes. Here's your EOC. Hold on. EOC is your governing document. It's 110 pages. Let's see if this, and that's not actually big. This is only the evidence of coverage. This is not the contract. So here, 3.2. Am I able to share screen on this thing?
Let's see.
Look, you should have a share button on the bottom. I don't know if it's the screen or.
Because I have it.
I see a share button. Click on it. Oh yeah, screen. Yeah, you click on the share button and hit the screen.
Okay, share.
I wonder if you could post the link on your end. I don't know. I don't see no option for that. I don't have the controls here. I'm used to having the controls.
I can give that to you.
Okay, there we go. Add to stream. Okay. There we go.
Do you see something that says section 3.2 provider directory?
Yep.
Okay. The provider directory lists our current network providers and durable medical equipment suppliers. You are a member of our plan through our extended service area ESA feature. Aetna Medicare may or may not have a provider network where you live. Network providers are the doctors and other healthcare professionals, medical groups, durable medical equipment suppliers, hospitals, and other healthcare facilities that have an agreement with us to accept our payment and any plan cost sharing as payment in full. You must use, this is important, you must use network providers to get your medical care and services. If you go elsewhere without proper authorization, you will have to pay in full.
Wait, let me read that again. If you go elsewhere without proper authorization, you will have to pay in full.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Now, how would you be getting that proper authorization?
So
what would they consider proper authorization?
That is called pre-visit confirmation.
Oh.
And what that means is you, as the member, would have to call Aetna and say, my doctor doesn't accept the Aetna plan and he won't accept it for payment. Will you authorize me to see Dr. Barnabas? And they would have to say yes or no. And if you don't get that authorization and you see them on your own, you will most likely have to pay that doctor in full and Aetna will not reimburse you. If you submit the bill for reimbursement and Aetna determines it not to be medically necessary and refuses to reimburse you, it doesn't even count in your out-of-pocket cap. Now, I want to show you how to find that because I think it's important. I think it's important for you to know this.
What's the link?
So just think about it. If you're in a medical crisis and you have to deal with this.
Hold on a second. Back up 1 second. Hit pause. Medical emergencies is the only time when you would not be subject to that. But if it's not an emergency, you go to a doctor. Yeah. Yeah.
When you're about to drop dead, then they'll actually take care of you.
I know. I'm going to put this in the chat, but then I'm going to share screen and I'm going to teach your viewers how to get there. So all I did was I went to Google and I put in Aetna, Medicare, MTA, New York City Transit. And then this link comes up. So let me share again.
I see it. The main page. I just clicked on that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So this would be your Medicare. And of course, they always put happy seniors, even though they're probably grumbling under their teeth, like, why the hell are we in this freaking plan?
Either that or they're high.
Okay. So I think it's this link. See what's covered. Yes. And so I scroll down here. You've got, says, choose your plan year 24-25. So click 25. And then all these documents open up, right? Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So drop over here to evidence of coverage, this EOC. So whenever you hear me say EOC, that's the document that we're in. Okay. Did a new document just open up now? Coverage. Does it say evidence of coverage?
Hold on.
On my screen, on your screen?
Yeah, I see it on the screen.
Okay.
No,
so what I did,
still that same page.
Are you still seeing the same page on the video?
Yeah.
No, on the video, I see evidence of coverage, and then next to it, EOC English PDF.
Right, okay. But if you click on it so that it'll open it up, I guess.
So my screen isn't sharing with you?
Yeah, it's sharing. I just see where are we at?
Same spot, evidence of coverage page.
Oh, so it is showing the evidence of coverage page.
But no, it's like
No.
the drop down menu. So if you clicked
Yeah.
on the link, we don't see that.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Share this tab instead. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it say
Section
evidence of
2.1?
coverage now?
Yeah,
There it
now
is.
it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then what I did was, I think I went to page 8. Let me just double check. Yep. Page
8 on the top says 8.
8. Maybe it's page not. No, it's page 8. It's got to be page 8. Where was I reading that? Yeah,
What is
page
this
8.
doing?
Nope.
There, page 8.
Oh wait, I'm on page. Am I on the right page?
I think you just went to 7. Then you
Yeah,
scrolled
scroll
up to 7.
upwards, says page 8. On section 2, what makes you eligible?
Yeah,
the next one's
that's
page
8.
5.
And I
right
think
there.
I was on 3.2 though. So let me go down a little bit. Yeah, I was on. Sorry, if they moved it to page 9. Go to
Page
page
9.
9, 3.2 provider directory, and this is
Okay.
where it said what we just read. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's only one thing. I had actually gone through this document, highlighted it, circled things in red, and gave it to Richie and Tony. So now you have how to exactly get to this place and see these documents.
Good.
Because that's important to know how to. This is literally on the official MTA Aetna page. And that's not the contract, but that's the contract to you that Aetna says this is what we will do for you.
Right.
It tells you how to appeal. It tells you how many levels of appeal you have, all of those things. So
Pasting it on the wrong.
Just so we clear,
It's pasted now in the comments, folks.
it is.
Just clicked on it to paste it. There it goes.
Well, on YouTube or Facebook?
It's
and
showing YouTube the link.
The PDF I
On the
just put in the
comments.
chat.
They're both there. Put in the chat. It's both there for Facebook and YouTube.
Well, you
Just-
put the
you see
main
it?
page to the main page. If you want to put the link specifically to the PDF document I was just showing, I just put that in the chat for you.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
I see it.
Guys, do your homework. Click on that link
Yeah.
and go through it. See for yourself.
Put it.
Just
Look,
tell them
you know
all.
how you read your contract, your union contract, because you always got to know like your rights in case management wants to screw you, right? It's the
Correct.
same thing.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to know?
Mm-hmm. So just to be clear, is this how different is this from traditional Medicare? I mean,
We don't have a book like that. There's no network. I can see 99 point whatever percent of the doctors in America because they all accept Medicare. I don't have to worry about prior authorization. There's rare prior authorization in traditional Medicare for things like motorized wheelchairs, specialty things. If my doctor wants to send me for a test, he schedules it and I go. If Rosalind wanted to have her doctor wanted her to have that implant, she already would have had the implant. Louis Uribe, if he wanted to have, if his doctor wanted him to have joint shots, if you heard the audio, he's been waiting for joint shot renewals like 8 weeks. If he was on traditional Medicare, he would have got his treatment. He'd probably be jogging around the corner.
mm-hmm.
Remember, it's for profit. They're for-profit companies. They have to make money. Their shareholders come before you. The only way they make money is by delaying and denying you care.
Hold on 1 second. I want you to repeat that. Go ahead.
They are a for-profit company. The only way that they make money is delaying and denying you care. It's the only way. Their shareholders come before you do.
For more information on everything that you're doing, where can our viewers go?
For this argument, this issue.
Well, anything that has to do with.
You got to remember, she has her own issues she's dealing with also.
Yeah.
I'd say if you guys have issues, your members have issues, your active workers or retirees have questions, let's do this again. I'll do this every week. They can even call in on our Friday radio show. So I'm on WBAI at 7 a.m. every Friday. We talk about healthcare. We'll talk about an issue. I live streamed the interview I did with Louis Uribe from Arizona. So call in, ask your questions. Invite me back. I'll come back anytime you want. You know that. This is your life. You break your rear ends driving those buses and those trains. This is your healthcare. And you got to fight for it. You know, unions always used to protect us, always. For this, though, you're dealing with some seedy insurance companies. We just uncovered a document that we were given some time ago and didn't realize the value of the city contract. It's over like $200 million was this one contract. One. Yeah, I know.
Piece of that. And then look, now we're about to get a president who was anti-union.
Well, so that's the crazy thing on this. We did a video on our YouTube channel, and it asked the question, and no one wants to answer the question: is New York City and are some unions supporting Project 2025? And the video starts out with like 10 seconds of Trump saying, Project 25, I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it is. I'm not interested in it. Then it goes to Kamala Harris, Project 25, you know, they put it in writing. It's ridiculous. Did you believe what they did? Lee Saunders, president of AFSCME International. Project 2025 will destroy democracy as we know it. Will destroy unionism. We've got to fight for our freedoms. Then the question is, well, then why, if the left, the right, and one of the largest international unions in America denounce this document, why is one of the subordinate unions to Lee Saunders, DC 37, the United Federation of Teachers, sanitation workers, transit workers, the Speaker of the City Council, Adrian Adams, and the Mayor, Adrian Adams, auto-enrolling people into Medicare Advantage, which is the default Medicare plan in Project 2025. Look it up for yourself. It's right in there. Pull up the PDF of Project 2025, open a Control F word search, put in Medicare, and you will see it'll literally say Project 2025, whatever it is, .org or whatever it is. Medicare Advantage is the default plan. Why?
Okay.
I can't answer the question, but guys, you're not a clown. They've been attacking me for years. They don't like we're telling the truth. And if they're attacking you, you're doing the right thing. Take it from me. I got battle scars from it, and I wear them as badges of honor.
Oh, we just having fun with it.
Oh, I know.
We're just having
fun. And I also told people, you know, we didn't make it yet until they call us gay.
Don't say that.
We have to be lovers.
Oh God! See, now you're starting some shit. Now you're stirring the pot. Glory flavors.
What can I tell you?
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Even that they have to attack you, they're trying to deflect. Don't look at me. Look at them. They're crazy. Don't look at me. It's them. It's not me. I didn't do it. They did.
Yep. I love it. Come after.
We just have to come forward and just, just
you know what?
If you made a mistake, just say I'm here to fix it.
No, he's in too deep now. He's in too deep to
listen. When he screws up, he brings his girlfriend flowers, right? He's got a lot of flowers to bring to us now. It's okay.
I'm waiting for my flowers. All right, Marianne, thank you so much for joining us once more. I know
anything, guys. You're on the right track. Don't let them get to you.
But
my mom always used to say,
bring more.
It's hard.
Every time we have you on, you bring some of the same, but then at the same time, you bring something different. You add to it every time you come. So it's like, wow.
She's a walking knowledge.
Yeah. Cliff Clavin of Medicare. I know, it's crazy. Cliffita. I don't know. But my mom always used to say it's hard to soar with the eagles when you're surrounded by turkeys. But Gobble gobble. We got a lot of turkeys around us, man. It's important. Keep saying it because
At least
it's
they didn't
the
call us
truth.
turkeys, huh?
I'm sure that'll be next. Thanksgiving's
For the
coming.
holiday.
Yeah, they got to find some way to attack you. It's all right. You know, listen,
So good.
I walked around Somos, city council members were like freaking out. They would like run, like, roof. She's, oh my God, it's her, roof. I got to get out of here.
Like getting into an apartment with roaches, you turn the lights on and they just go, they'll go.
Yeah, like roaches or rats. They just, they got to scatter. Oh my God, she's coming. Or they won't look at me. Carmen De La Rosa actually sneered at me at the labor breakfast. She was like,
that's crazy.
I would have been
What
cracking
is she
up.
doing here?
I would have been cracking up behind that.
But you know what? Listen, this is, and I'm going to start to delve into this in the next week. A lot of the politicians, including Jessica Ramos today, she was on Ben Max, and she was saying that this election was very frustrating. And that was actually a common theme in Somos, was that politician, the Democratic machine was not listening, not listening. Well, hello, I've been saying that for 3.5 years. You're still talking about not listening. You're not listening. They're not listening to us. The council's not listening. The mayor's not listening. Some of the senators are not listening. This is your base. If you're not listening to your base, which was a democratic principle, literally, if you ask my moderators, I said to them 3.5 years ago, don't worry, this will take 6 months. The city council's mostly Democrats. The Democratic Party protects Medicare. 6 months max. Don't worry about it. We'll be in and out of here. This is a done deal. Mostly women. Women are nurturers. They're going to get this. 3.5 years later, I'm banging my head against the wall. I got the speaker, basically, I don't know, loyal to the union president that tried to screw us, and she doesn't want to let my bill go anywhere. The chair of Civil Service and Labor, Carmen De La Rosa, doesn't want to bring my bill to a meeting last year, saying the speaker is the speaker and she doesn't want to cross the speaker. So it's okay to kill a bunch of senior citizens and disabled people? They're not listening.
So you got to vote them out.
That's all you got to do. And run. Find candidates to run against them and bring back. They serve you. Right now, the ones that are there, they're not serving you. They're serving themselves and their personal agendas.
Exactly.
And with that,
you got to ask questions, y'all.
With that,
if they're not there to support your needs, let them go. Find somebody who is.
Amen,
thanks
brother.
again, Marianne, for coming, and we'll see you very soon again. And with that
All
said,
right,
I'm Broken
guys.
Pete,
And I'm your boy Blunt.
Keep making trouble.
that's the end of our show.
Fucking with the Can't Take a Joke.
Stop blaming other people cause you act like a bitch when it's nobody's fault but yours. Next time you feel like running your shit, you better check yourself and put respect on yourself. Don't do that shit, don't act like no bitch. Stop blaming other people cause you act like a bitch when it's nobody's fault but yours. Next time you feel like running your shit, you better check yourself and put respect on yourself. Don't do that shit, don't act like no bitch.
Was that you?
No, that wasn't Pete.
No, that was
That
you.
was not me.